Hola. Entonces, como puedes ver, se está descargando. ¿Qué es que le va a tomar? 6, 5, 4, 3 minutos, más o menos. Entonces, en esos 3 minutos voy a hacer la introducción de este video, porque sí. Entonces, una cosa. Eh, para los subtítulos del video, como la introducción del canal, la intro del canal, eh, publiqué como los subtítulos que logré hacer hace rato, o sea, de cuando empecé a hacer los subtítulos y nunca los acabé. Publiqué los subtítulos, pero no están acabados. Entonces, a medio video nada más dejan de aparecer. Entonces, bueno, pero si quieres ver como los 4 minutos de subtítulos que tengo, pues ahí están. Es que descubrí de que hay mejor manera de hacer los subtítulos. Porque es que hay dos diferentes maneras que puedes hacerlo más o menos. O puedes... Es que si ves como YouTube te genera los subtítulos como automáticos, ¿no? Dependiendo de qué lenguaje sea. Pues tú puedes usar eso como una base, como... no sé. Y puedes tú editar esos subtítulos que se hacen solitos, ¿no? O puedes desde cero y vas de minuto en minuto y vas tú eligiendo dónde va qué subtítulo y tienes que escribirlo todo. Y yo elegí la segunda opción, la más difícil, por alguna razón, porque dije, ay no, yo lo hago no sé. Pero bueno, básicamente no fue la mejor idea porque me cansé así inmediatamente de hacer eso. Entonces, si es que voy a hacer subtítulos para los videos más largos, si es que los voy a hacer, eh, entonces... Snow warning. Ah, perdón, me estoy distrayendo. Si es que voy a hacer subtítulos para los videos más largos, um, va a ser con las autocaptions y luego nada más voy a editar, así voy a meterle, pues si pone algo mal o si quiero echarle como personalidad a los subtítulos, pues ahí va. Pero si no, pues no. Porque es que subtítulo, no me di cuenta cuánto trabajo toma subtitular una cosa, pero bueno, um, sí, 13 segundos, bueno, snow warning, ¿de dónde? ¿Aquí? 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 ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? A ver, oh wow, game is ready to play. Oh caray, no, no, moderate, what? What? Bueno, ya no me quiere aparecer. Bueno, muy interesante. Ya se descargó. Entonces, The Beekeeper. El Beekeeper. Pues veamos cómo es. No sé si... Wow. Qué kawaii. Um... Oh. 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 Ok, este seguro no lo voy a poder hacer en español porque claramente no tiene la opción. Pero la musiquita. Uy, uy, uy. Le voy a bajar el volumen porque no sé cómo se escucha eso. Speech. No sé si quiera yo hacer las vocecitas. Sí, yo hago las voces. Sí. Oh, bueno, está bien. Es un violín. Autoplay off. Muy bien, muy bien. Music on. Es que... Bueno. Back. Podría pues medio traducir, pero como que qué flojera. Mi comentario va a estar en español, pero el juego va a estar en inglés. Entonces, pues ahí te toca. Beekeeper's Picnic. New game. Correcto. my god. A ver, este es Sherlock, voy a asumir. Well, I was correct in my summation then. This is where the printing press created by the master counterfeit Prescott was hidden. Huh? Llegamos sin contexto, sin nada más. Nos lanzaron, ok. Oh my god, que kawaii está blushing. Oh my god. There must be 2,000 counterfeit notes here. What? If all these had entered circulation, the Bank of England would have been severely undermined. No, es que el banco... no puede ser. Sherlock no está blushing, by the way. Muy mal. Now we have only to wait and catch the bird returning to its nest. Wow, smirk. Oh my god. La cara. You think this man Prescott will return here? Pues claro. ¿Por qué no? No, he was killed? No! It is his murderer I mean to catch, James Winter, alias Killer Evans. Wow! Nombre más pro. Known to have shot 3 men in the States. In the United States. No les voy a dar un acento British porque me voy a morir. Entonces, no. No les voy a dar acento British. Well, if our Wild West friend tries to live up to his nickname, I will be ready for him. I have my revolver. Yo, he's ready for that. Digo, está preparado. Good old Watson. ¿Por qué su cara default de Sherlock es un smirk todo? Bueno. Ay. ¡Wow! Se preparó luego con la pose así con el bastón aquí atrás. Híjole. Y la pose del tremendo... ¿Cómo se llamaba? Killer Evans. Hands on his hips. Oh my god. Stay where you are, Mr. Evans, if you value your life. You have a gun trained on you, and Scotland Yard will be with us in a few moments. I would advise surrender. Mira, ya no está smirking, ¿eh? O sea, nada más le smirkea a Watson. Oh my god. Yo, ¿por qué se ve así? Oh, bueno. Well, I guess you... Espérate, es del Southern accent. No puedo hacer. No. I guess you have been one too many for me, Mr. Holmes. Catch me if you can, Mr. Holmes. ¿Has visto ese edit? Catch me if you... Es como de un anime, creo, donde hay un Sherlock Holmes y entonces un tipo dice Catch me if you can, Mr. Holmes, y luego como que musiquita muy pro, así, no sé. Bueno, anyways, saw through my game, I suppose, and played me for a sucker from the first. Wow. Es que claro, es que muy inteligente, muy wow. Well, sir, I hand it to you. You have me beat and lo dispara. Lo va a disparar. O se muere solito. A ver. ¡Oh! Pensé que Watson lo iba a disparar. No, Watson. No. Oh my god. No. No puede ser. Watson. You're not hurt, Watson. For God's sakes, say that you're not hurt. No. It's nothing, Holmes. It's merely a scratch. No, podemos ver que te dispararon en la pierna, cabrón. ¿Cómo que it's merely a scratch? It's just a flesh wound. No! Watson, examine for yourself. It is just a flesh wound on my thigh. I literally just said that. It is just a flesh wound on my thigh. No te creo. Parece que te dispararon en la pierna, cabrón. A ver. You are right, it is quite superficial. Ah, mira cómo se calmó, mira, es que estaba todo espantado. Y es que es su boyfriend, oh my god. Is Killer Evans. Mira cómo está preocupado por el cabrón este que estaba matando gente. Bueno, Es que muy empathetic, o como sea que se diga en inglés, porque... Yes, a clear case of self-defense on your part, dear fellow. Dear fellow, perhaps it is just as well that it should end this way. If he had killed you, I would not have let him get out of this room alive. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, lo hubiera defendido con su vida. Oh, mira cómo está. Modo L, Death Note. Modo L. No. Oh my god, la cara. La cara. Holmes, I do wish you would stop that. Oh my god, viven juntos. O sea, después de retirarse, supongo, ¿no? Porque esto es POV, se retiró. Creo. Según la descripción del juego. Pero bueno. ¡Qué kawaii! Bueno. Es que le está dando la Reese face. Bueno. Stop what precisely? Oh. Ruminating over my injury. You said yourself that it is a flesh wound, quite superficial. I will be back on my feet again in no time. You must stop worrying. Aww. I was doing no such thing. I was considering an entirely different matter. De cómo se van a casar. No. Eso no se puede. Claro que no. I may not be a master of observation, but I have known you long enough to think otherwise, my dear fellow. Well, cómo no. Es que cómo le pone la cara así con el eyebrow así. Wow. Oh, ¿por qué se levanta así? There must be some way for me to help Watson. Making a close observation of him will be a good place to start. Oh my god, la carita con el dedo. Wow. A ver cómo... Uy, a ver. Ah, mira. Podemos... Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Watson. A ver, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Y nada más Watson. Bueno. Oh. Pick up. Converse with Watson. Make use. Yo. Calmémonos. Pues examine. Oh my god, está muy kawaii. My intimate... A ver. My intimate companion and biographer, Dr. John H. Watson. Shall we see what can be observed about him? Sure. Si quieres, no sé. A ver. I should visit my brain attic afterwards to see what deductions can be made based on my findings. Ok, claramente todos tenemos una brain attic. Bueno. Ah, mira qué kawaii se ve. Watson's face. Book. Bros. Oh, book. Bros. Watson's leg. ¿Es todo? Ah, bueno, pues su cara. A ver. Examine su cara. His look of concentration is occasionally interrupted by him wetting his lips and clearing his throat slightly. Okay. Oh, in fact, I have just observed something important. I should enter my brain attic in order to see if I can make any deductions. Okay, muy kawaii. Watson's leg. La disparada. He was shot in the left thigh. The evidence is mostly gone. His blood-stained trousers have been burned. The bandages are not visible under his clothes. I bet you wish Okay. I can tell from the way he sits that it is still causing him some discomfort. Bueno, pues no me digas. Le dispararon en la pierna. He has had quite enough gunshot wounds for one lifetime, sí, o sea, honestamente. Oh my god. Mira que kawaii. Holmes, you are brooding again. I am touched that you are so affected. Deeply touched. But I hate to see you berating yourself. Ay. Es que, oh my god. Es que muy kawaii. A ver el book. It is a yellowback novel entitled The Lady Detective Makes It Right. Whoa! He leído ese libro, what the fuck. ¿Cómo se llama? Es la señora esta... Ay, se me fue el nombre. Es la detective esta... No me acuerdo de su nombre, pero lo he leído antes. ¡Wow! There's a picture of a young lady examining a footprint on the front and an advertisement extolling the virtues of cocoa on the back. ¿Cómo? ¿Una ad así nomás, casual? Bueno. Perfecto. Pues ya quedó esto. ¿Cómo? Sí, no. Nada más. Pues muy bien. Es que mira cómo abre la boca así. Muy kawaii. Perfecto. Estás... Ok. Se nos quedó viendo. Órale, puedo... Morocco case. A ver, ¿dónde está el brain attic? ¿Qué es esto? Ah, item. Inventory. Ok, ¿esto qué? ¡Ah! El brain attic. Welcome to my brain attic. I like to think of my mind as a space full of well-chosen materials, information which I can draw on in order to complete my work. I keep a record here of people who are significant to me, represented by portraits on the wall. Aww. This blackboard is very important. I use it to combine observations I have made in order to make deductions. Metaphorically, of course. Yes, all metaphorical. Ay, mira cómo le puso. Está todo grande. A ver, Minecraft. Minecraft está aquí como todo. Y luego Watson. Examine Watson's portrait. Watson. He should not be here by rights. This is a place of facts, of logic. He is a distracting factor. Grit in a sensitive instrument. Ay, pero es que... Oh my god. Yet I find that I want him here all the same. Oh. Es que qué kawaii. Es que... Tremendo. Minecraft? A ver. My brother Mycroft. He is my superior in observation and deduction, although he does not have the energy or ambition to be a detective. Whoa. Lore? Instead, he uses his capacity for storing facts in the aid of the government. Sí, cierto. Indeed, it could be said that occasionally he is the British government. A ver. Ok. ¿Está bien? ¿Qué más? Knowledge of the... ¿Por qué? No, se me hace medio random. Bueno, está bien. I have been meaning to get rid of that. It clutters up the place. Ay, qué risa. Blackboard. Whoa, veamos. Ooh! Facts you discover will appear in the box below. You can combine them to make deductions and further your investigation. Watson keeps clearing his throat. I have some important news to share with Watson when I know that he is quite comfortable. Can I help Watson? Important news for Watson. What important? Oh. Watson insists that he does not require anything, but I want to be absolutely certain. I should examine him in the room for clues. Ah. Ok, entonces vamos a examinar. ¿Qué quieres, Watson? Plate. A ver, ¿quiere comida quizás? Tiene... Ah, caray. Aha! The remains of Watson's dinner. From the color of the sauce and the distinct smell, I think that this once held a portion of Mrs. Hudson's quite delightful curried lamb. A delicious dish which has sometimes even induced me to overindulge. However, it is quite spicy and salty. Claro, porque es British. Ooh! I have just observed something important. I should enter my brain attic in order to see if I can make any... Okay, no. Vamos primero... ¿Cómo? Vamos a examinar el cuarto un poquito más. A ver si tenemos más facts para el brain attic. A ver. ¿Esto qué es? ¿Qué? Gasogen? This is Watson's gasogen. It is quite a clever device. The lower chamber contains water. The upper contains tartaric acid and sodium bicarbonate. Okay? Yes, okay? The two chemicals react, producing carbon dioxide. Oh, carbonating the water. Oh, For some reason, he prefers to drink his water fizzing with bubbles. Of course he does. Oh no. There are usually some glasses here, but they are absent. I will have to improvise. Oh, improvisation. ¿O por qué no nomás vas a la cocina y te consigues unos vasos? ¿Qué pedo? Flowers. Flowers para Watson. Well, what do we have? What have we here? Some pink pansies have been delivered to our door. There's a handwritten card on rather fine cardstock. The penmanship is decidedly female. However, it has a certain lax form which I associate with those in the medical field. O sea que... Bueno. Dear John, wishing you a swift recovery with warmest regards, Rebecca. ¿Quién es Rebecca? ¿Quién es Rebecca? Dear John. Mira, está celos. Tiene celos. Dear John. How presumptive. Es que si tiene celos. No. Telephone? No. Books and files. Photograph check. A ver la photograph. ¿De quién? ¿De qué? Agarré. A memento of one of my early cases. It is a photograph of the late opera singer Irene Norton, née Adler, the woman who was able to utterly evade my traps. Oh, claro. I am always rather pleased that she did. Aww. Muy cute, muy cute. Jackknife. Okay. Morocco case. ¿Por qué lo dije así? Persian slipper. Painting. Veamos la painting. A print of Turner's The Great Fall of German. It has been there since Okay, empecemos de nuevo. It has been there since Watson and I moved here, but has taken on additional meaning in the course of our adventures. ¿Cómo que additional meaning? ¿Qué tiene? We could go back to Switzerland, you know, for a holiday. I imagine it is rather nice if not if... A ver, no sé leer el día de hoy. I imagine it is rather nice if one is not fleeing for one's life. Bueno, supongo quiere ir de vacaciones con Watson. Aww. That may be, however, I would prefer not to. No. Bueno, está bien. Chemistry set. A beaker? Podemos usar los beakers para... ¿No? A newly washed glass beaker. ¿Eso es todo? Ay, Sherlock. A well-used set of chemist's equipment. The solutions to some of my most complex cases have been wrought here, over Bunsen burner and beaker. Okay. Bueno, señor, ¿para qué necesitas? Bueno. Books and files, veamos. An eclectic selection of books. Once Watson's novels and my own reference books were carefully delineated, but after many years of living together, they are hopelessly muddled. Pues no tengo muchas observaciones. A ver, Morocco case. ¿Qué es esto? It is a small leather traveling case with a velvet lining. When I last looked inside, probably around 5 years ago, it housed a hypodermic syringe and other accoutrement. Oh. Okay. You may wonder why I still keep it here at all. I find there is a certain satisfaction in knowing it is available, yet untouched. Perhaps one day I will find some other use for the case. Okay. Okay. Holmes, are you... Oh, mira, está preocupado. Are you perfectly fine, doctor? Please continue with your book. Es que se dio cuenta que estamos como que dando vueltas en el cuarto. Telephone time. A rather bulky wall-mounted telephone with a tube to speak into and one to raise into your ear. Wow. I have seen more compact models, however, it has served me well enough since I installed it several years ago. Oh, tiene teléfono y todo. Jackknife. Mr. Sherlock Holmes. No puedo examinarme a mí mismo. Pues Persian slipper. A single silk embroidered slipper in an oriental style. I lost its partner many years ago. Since then, it has been used as a receptacle for tobacco. A ver. Pues no creo, a ver, al menos de que queramos examinar el jackknife, no creo que hay mucho más. It is my practice to keep my unread correspondence firmly secured to the mantelpiece with a jackknife. What? I find it to be an efficient filing method, but not one generally advocated. No me digas. A ver. Pues, eso será todo, ¿no? ¿Sí? Vayamos al ático. Blackboard. Oh, pick up. Watson keeps clearing his throat. Watson has eaten curried. Oh? Oh! Watson has eaten the curry, and now he is clearing his throat often and licking his lips. I conclude that he is rather thirsty. Bueno! Okay. Hardly my most illuminating deduction, I grant you. However, the mechanism remains the same when I am solving much more complex problems. I should find him something to drink. I could ring for Mrs. Hudson, but Watson would find it more charming if I were to find him something to drink myself. Claro que sí. ¿Cómo que importa? A ver. Watson is thirsty. I can tell that Watson is thirsty. He would appreciate it. Oh my god. A ver, vamos. Entonces, sabemos que le gusta el bubbly bubbly. Pero necesito un... A ver, beaker. Ah, mira. Ah, yes. I can take the beaker. Claro. Tenía razón, nada más no tenía que picar el pick up, no el examen. Perfecto. Gasoline. Converse. Make use of gasoline. I hope you will momentarily forgive me for casting aside the diaphanous fourth wall, which exists between... Señor, but you must take the beaker from out of my inventory and then use it. Ah, gracias, señor Sherlock. A ver. Oh. Yo! There. Now I have a beaker full of carbonated water. Le vas a dar un beaker. A ver, bueno. What's on? No. Por acá. Sí. Perfecto. Pero, ahí está. Here you are, my dear fellow. You seem to be thirsty after your curried lamb. Apologies for the container. Mrs. Hudson seems to have purloined all of our glasses. It is clean, I assure you. Thank you, Holmes. You are right. I am thirstier than I realized. Oh. I will trust you to have avoided cross-contamination when it comes to your scientific equipment, and that this is not an attempt to poison me. Well, I have done that for him at least. Perhaps I should stop delaying. There is something important I need to speak to him about. Okay. Stories. A ver, quiero preguntar primero. Did you enjoy your curried lamb? Yes, very much. Mrs. Hudson may still have some available if you are hungry. You must eat, Holmes. The case is over. Again, I will say... ¿Cómo que, huh? Have you ever considered getting a dog, Watson? Sometimes. I am fond of dogs. They require considerable care, however. Okay. También Sherlock necesita mucho care, pero bueno. Indeed. Yet they are loyal beasts with excellent noses. You remember old Toby, kept by Mr. Sherman. Okay, no. If we had a little more space, and I thought Mrs. Hudson would allow it, I may have thought to buy him and have him here with us. Aww. But now both man and dog are long dead. No, ho-hum. Such is the way of things. Aww. Have you written any stories lately? I've had some attempts at jotting down some historical fiction, but I'm struggling to find a home for them. I may make an attempt at writing up more of your cases. The affair of the dancing men would be popular, don't you think? The what of the, huh? Okay. It certainly had a touch of sensational about it. ¿Cómo? Pero, Ok. No nos dan contexto sobre los dancing men. Ok. Bueno. Momento. Importante. Wait a moment. The thing I wish to say to Watson is quite significant. No, pero ya dilo, a ver. Am I ready to take the step? Se van a casar. Pues sí, ¿qué más voy a hacer? Sí. Watson, we must discuss something important. A ver. Earlier, you presumed that I was berating myself for allowing you to come to harm. While my thoughts have turned that way often ever since you were injured, it is not what I was thinking of in that moment. Ay, claro que... Okay. Rather, I was trying to decide how to share some important news with you. I have decided to retire! Whoa! Retire? Yes, to sequester myself away on the farm of my dreams. I have a notion to take up beekeeping. Give up your detective work? Surely not. You are simply upset because I was hurt. In a week or two. No, I am quite certain. In fact, I purchased a cottage and some land in Sussex several months ago. Good lord. I do not crave the thrill of detection as I once did. It is a task for a young man, and I am no longer young. It is time to move on. But what am I to do? Ve con él. Acompáñalo. Ay, que se retiren juntos. Whatever you like, Watson. I am not your keeper. Como no. It is a rather large cottage. Wow. Holmes. You know that I will never tire of your company. A countryside retirement sounds idyllic, yet this is very sudden. I'm not certain I'm ready for that kind of seclusion. Vamos, no vas a estar tan solo. Vas a tener a Holmes, no sé, a ver. I still have a few decades worth of a perfectly respectable medical career ahead of me, and people here who rely on me. No, pero once I fail to supply the curious adventures which you... Huh? Okay. ¿Se está enojando? Once I fail to supply the curious adventures which thrill you and provide you with material for your sordid magazine stories, you lose interest in me. Is that it? Pelea de esposos. No! Of course not. You know that is not true. No. Or perhaps you have set your sights on marrying the sensible and pretty matron who brings you flowers and writes you sweet nothings. Está enojado porque está jealous. Está muy jealous. If you propose, I am certain she will agree. She has not been subtle about her intentions. Grr! Holmes, you are being childish. No, es que está muy jealous. Yes, I suppose I am. Immediately folded. Of course I will come with you if you need me. If you ask me to join you, I will. Pídele, vamos. Wow, tenía razón, se van a casar. No, I cannot ask that of you. Look, no, que se casen, por favor. You are loyal and true to a fault, my dear Watson, and I am certain that you would give up your passions to join me in mine. If you did, a seed of resentment would be sown which might drive us apart in the end. I could not endure that. No, por favor, no. It seems that we are being drawn along different paths, then. No. Yes, no. No, ¿qué es esto? La tragedia, no. Es que... Strange, isn't it? No puede ser. No. Yes, very strange. Momento Benedict Cumberbatch. They were wonderful years, weren't they? I loved every moment. El tremendo breakup. Watson, they were glorious. We were glorious. No! Were? No! No! You won't vanish on me, will you, Holmes? You won't simply disappear without telling me you are going. I could not bear that. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Por qué tenemos que verlos hacer esto? No, I think I have a little more sense these days than to engage in those kinds of theatrics. Should you need me, Watson, you will find me in Sussex, keeping bees and reading philosophy. Oh, you will always be very, very welcome. No! 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 Oh! Oh! Oh, no! Watson, ya está viejito. Qué bonito lugar se encontró. Oh, big sigh, big sigh. Oh, mira. Ah, ya tiene bastón Sherlock también. Watson, are you going to loiter on my doorstep all morning? Oh, oh. ¡Ay, ya está viejito! ¡No! No puede ser. Good afternoon, Holmes. My word, you look well. I don't think I've ever seen you with so much flesh on your bones and color in your cheeks. Oh. A ver, no sé si puedes escuchar los roommates. Yo aquí tratando de tener un momento muy bonito. Bueno. Ah, se pueden escuchar abejas en el fondo. Bueno, si se callaran por un segundo. A ver, vamos a más pausar un momento con hasta que se callen. Bueno, ya no se escuchan las abejas, pero se escuchaban. Momento muy kawaii. Es que mira que no. Good afternoon, Holmes. My word, you look well. Ya vimos esto, ¿verdad? Oh, I remained wiry as ever under the knitwear, I assure you. Knitwear. Oh, I must apologize for turning up out of the blue like this. I know I should have written to you ahead of time. Oh, my ship came in this morning and I found myself unceremoniously deported. Momento ice? What the heck? Unceremoniously deposited back in England. I couldn't face the hubbub of London. Pues a dónde estaba? Okay. I really am dog tired. And you do have a rather. A ver. Empecemos de nuevo. I really am dog tired. And you do have rather a good track record of perking me up when I'm back from a war. Me acabo de dar cuenta. 1920, o sea, se fue a la guerra mundial, güey. ¿Por qué lo traumaron? No. Watson, no. Por eso trae el uniforme. Yo dije, bueno, pues uniforme muy, muy kawaii. Bueno, no me di cuenta. No puede ser. No soy inteligente como Sherlock. A ver. So I hoped, if it is at all inconvenient, then you must tell me. I am certain I can find alternative accommodation. No, que vivan juntos, please. Watson, kindly stop talking nonsense. Come inside, get out of that uniform, and make yourself at home. Oh. You must stay for as long as you like, my dear, dear Watson. Ay, este juego está bien, bien lindo. Es que el estilo. Wow. No, es que. Oh. Oh, está todo verde. Wow. Watson is by my side again. I must ensure that he is able to rest and recuperate and find a way to tell him. ¿Que se van a casar? Well, many things. Claro. But how? A picnic? Perhaps on the cliff tops. Sí, perfecto. Eso está perfecto. Tiene un gato ahí nomás parado en su. ¿Cómo se llama esto? Arriba del. Como el mantelpiece. Bueno, ahorita lo descubrimos. He would like that. The perfect moment of peace and tranquility after the bloodshed he has seen. All the lives he has saved and not managed to save. Oh, damn. I will ask my housekeeper for... He has a housekeeper? For suggestions for what I will need. She can generally be found in the kitchen. Is it? Creepy dog statue? A Staffordshire pottery dog. Watson bought it from the village fit. I detest it. But he still keeps it. Todavía lo tiene ahí porque... Ay, es de Watson. A ver, estos estaban también en... Ok. Iba a decir, ¿estos son boleros? Sí. También estaban en el otro cuarto, como este lado. ¿Qué le pasa a Sherlock? A ver. Por favor, está retirado. Bueno. Painting. ¡Ay, es la misma pinturita! ¡Ay! Ok, vamos a la cocina, dijeron, ¿verdad? Beekeeping. A ver. Door to kitchen. Pick up. Make use. Señorita Marta. ¡Oh! ¡Tiene un gato! ¡Tiene un gato! Oh, Hodge, who I think I must begrudgingly consider to be my cat, or else I am her human. She turned up one day and has not left me, at least. Ay, qué lindo. Qué lindo. Hasta le di un collar y todo. Ay. Ok, Marta. Marta, hablemos con Marta. Hola, Marta. How are you, Marta? ¿Cómo andas? ¡Ay! Se escucha el gato en el fondo. Rononeando. ¡Ay! Very well, thank you, sir, although I am quite busy at the moment. Sometimes it feels like this house is lived in by a couple of elephants, not two distinguished gentlemen. Eso es bueno. How can I make a good picnic? Martha, I am planning a surprise picnic for Watson. What key components would you suggest are required? A surprise picnic, you say? Digo, A? This isn't secretly some scheme, is it? Es que se van a casar. Bueno, scheme? You're not setting this up in order to capture a gang of counterfeiters or such like? Bueno, tremendo. No, I am setting this up in order to enjoy a picnic. Claro, normal. Ah, well, it was worth checking. Supongo. I would have thought the location is very important. A quiet spot with a beautiful view, perhaps. Perhaps, definitely. You will need a hamper of food, naturally. I recall from his previous visits that the doctor is very partial to Mrs. Kumar's elderflower cordial. What is... Huh? ¿Qué? Okay. I imagine he would appreciate a bottle. Ah, claro. Cordial. A hamper of picnic food, a bottle of elderflower cordial, and a quiet spot to enjoy both. I think that can be arranged. Thank you. Can you make a hamper of food for me? Porfis? Certainly. When do you need it by? No sé, pues. Lunchtime today. Muy bien. Mr. Holmes, I do not have time to drop everything, go to the shops, acquire additional food, and make you a picnic in time for lunch. No, Marta. Perhaps you can postpone your plans a few days. No. Oy. No. No, Martha, no. It is vital. It is paramount that Watson. I will arrange the picnic hamper myself. O sea, sí se quiere casar. Oh. Goodbye. Goodbye, sir. You will keep out of mischief, won't you? Pues supongo. A ver, pues tenemos que ir a los shops entonces. Un gatito, se escucha ronroneando. A ver, ¿puedo make use? Pet, pet. The cat cannot be. Bueno, yo digo como que apapáchalo, algo. Por favor. Oh, but she's sleeping and looks so peaceful. I don't wish to wake her. Apapáchalo. Or apapáchala. Besides, it would compromise her dignity. Pues sí, pero por favor. Por favor, no lo... Bueno, a ver, ¿podemos ir para acá? Sí. Shovel, ¿para qué? ¿Teléfono? ¿Painting? A ver, ¿a quién llamamos? Hello. Hello, operator. The Diogenes Club London, if you please. ¿Por qué? Yes, I'll hold. ¿A quién le estamos hablando? Tengo mis suspicions. My dear Sherlock, how can I be of assistance? ¿Quién es este? Oh, Minecraft. Claro. Bueno, eso es lo que pensé y luego como que apareció este señor y dije, calaco, se ve muy aristocrático, pero no. I would like to ask your advice. How can I help? I have nothing to ask advice about at present. Oh, that is a pity. Okay. Bueno, mínimo sé que puedo hablar con Mycroft por el teléfono. Goodbye. Goodbye, Sherlock. Do call again. No sé por qué le di British accent a Mycroft y no más a Mycroft, pero pues así quedó. Voy a agarrar esto porque presiento de que voy a necesitar esto en algún punto. May I take this, Martha? I may need to exhume... What? Of course, Mr. Holmes. It doesn't belong in my nice clean kitchen in the first place. Did you say exhume a body? Goodbye, Martha. Ay, cabrón. Bueno, presiento que lo voy a necesitar para algo. Entonces vamos a agarrarlo. Tiene un step ladder aquí también. A ver qué hay. Algo me apareció. Ah, Sherlock. ¿No podemos subir? Sí. You simply wish to know how many bedrooms I have, don't you? Claro. Oh, very well. A ver. More bullet holes, bro. Good lord. Holmes, Watson, Martha. Ah, pero no viven juntos. No puede ser. Door to... Portraits of... A ver, perdón. ¿Por qué no tiene un portrait de Watson aquí en vez? A ver. Ay, joder. Bed warming pan. Uf, qué rico. A ver. Gold skull. Okay. So, his correspondence. Microscope. Dressing gown. Dressing gown. Put that on right now. Well, I greatly enjoyed lounging in a dressing gown. I do not have time at the moment. I must prepare a picnic for Watson. Okay. Medio desmadroso tu cuarto, ¿eh? ¿Watson? No nos va a dejar entrar, ¿sí? Oh, my word. ¿Qué? For many years, this was a lumber room. I made it ready for Watson prior to his arrival by bringing out the few belongings of his I retained from our Baker Street days. Clearly, he has added to the nest the items he brought in his suitcase. Seeing all his personal effects here makes me feel as though I have stepped backwards through time. Aww, the Fez mirror. Tiene bastones bien altos, mira. Le llegan aquí más altos que Sherlock. What the fuck? Wedding photograph. No. I remember that day. I was convinced that it would be the end of all things. That with a beautiful young bride, Watson would forget the friend who he used to lodge with. No. It was nearly true. We did not see each other for a few months. It is only with the distance of years that I realized that was due to my own stubbornness. ¿Está blushing? ¿Está blushing? Stethoscope. Nada más lo traía así casual. Watson's writing! Veamos. Let me see what Watson has been writing. Aha! It is one of his memoirs about my cases. The affair of Professor Presbury. I have said for many years that he should publish on that matter, if only to dispel some of the ugly rumors which echoed through London society some 20 years ago. Now, what does he say about me? He is always overly flattering. Rarely does he spare me any blushes. Come on. The relations between Holmes and I those latter days were peculiar. Muy peculiar. He was a man of habits, narrow and concentrated habits, and I had become one of them. Oh dear! Oh dear! As an institution, I was like the violin, the shag tobacco, the old black pipe, the index books, and others, perhaps less excusable. His remarks could hardly be said to be made to me. Many of them would have been as appropriately addressed to his bedstead. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, Watson, I am sorry. Oh my god. Que se casen, por favor. Anyways. O bueno, ¿qué le pasó a la esposa? Se murió, supongo. Muy sad, muy triste porque pues... Claro, porque si estuviera viva, pues... Creo que Watson se iría a vivir con ella, ¿no? Ay. Bueno, pues si yo tengo que preparar la comida, tengo que salir a los shops, ¿no? Pues salgamos a los shops. ¡Oh! ¡Watson! ¡Hola, Watson! ¡Hola, Watson! Hablemos con Watson. Mira que caballo se ve todo relajado. ¡Watson, wake up! No lo despiertes, no sabía que estaba dormido, what the fuck. Ay, mira, tiene florecitas alrededor ahora. Ay. Mira qué lindo se ve. How are you feeling, Watson? Very well, thank you. Oh, mira, ya tiene el blush, le regresó el color a la cara. Your old war wound is not bothering you? No, I think this warm weather is good for it. What about you, Holmes? Your arthritis. Pa arthritis. Are you entirely sure I have arthritis? Pues sí. Yes, I am sorry, Holmes. I don't mean to act like a mother hen. Oy. You cannot help being a doctor, Watson. Okay. No. ¿Esto? ¿Cómo? A ver. How's your house and medical practice in London? They have been all mothballs and dust sheets since I left for France. To tell you the truth, Holmes, I have not been back there. Oh. Bueno, tiene sentido. I've noticed something about you. Dear fellow, I have... Está blusheando, Míralo blushear. I have no further deductions concerning Watson at the moment. Ah, bueno, eso es lo que pensé. No, todavía no. Tengo que prepararlo primero y luego le digo. A ver. Goodbye, Holmes. Ay. Se volvió en 2 segundos, mira. Oh, ok. Honey extractor. A ver. Vamos a buscar. Espera, no lo examiné. Tenemos que examinar a mi tremendo Watson. Nos dio una cutscene, Dr. John H. Watson, my stalwart biographer, intimate friend, and erstwhile partner in the art of detection. Oh, mustache. Bro got a mustache. A ver, pues que tiene su mustache. There are crumbs on his mustache. Toast, I believe. sus manos. Clearly he has been writing this morning. He has ink stains on his hands. Also, I observed him doing it. Ay, mira qué kawaii se ve. Oh. Boots. A ver. He is wearing his sturdiest boots, the ones he usually reserves for muddy walks. Se viene preparado para andar caminando. Ok, perfecto. Vayamos. Creo que dijo la señora Marta, ¿no? Que tenemos que ir a los shops para comprar comida y luego que no sé qué. ¿Qué es esto? Toby the Third! Noble Hound! The finest canine in all of England, with the best nose. Toby, third of that name. Ah. Gosh, I say, that's a little rich. A ver, el perro está hablando. All true, of course. Would the great Sherlock Holmes accept anything less in his loyal hound? Toby. Muy kawaii. Este no lo podemos... Este no está dormido. Now there, my boy. Would you like a cuddle? Not right now, Holmes. There might be a cat watching and I'd never hear the end of it. No. Ah, well, I suppose you were never a lapdog. Bueno, beehives. Muy kawaii. Podemos ir al... los shops. Picnic spot. Ok. Village Fete. Beach. Whoa, cottages. Ok, creo que aquí es donde conseguiríamos... florecitas para Watson. Florecitas para Watson. Flowers, lovely flowers. Vamos a platicar primero. I haven't seen you around here before. No, sir. I am a humble wanderer. I goes here and there and everywhere. Dr. Seuss in the house. Good lord. It's a nice place here, sir. So full of kind people. Kind people who buys me flowers. Of course. What is your name? My name is Rose. Rose Smith. Rose Smith, indeed. What an apt name for someone who sells roses. May I buy a flower? That you may, sir. Para Watson! Para Watson! Para Watson! Goodbye. Híjole, qué miedo. No. Qué miedo. Niños. Lilian. Me vales. Mr. Manders. Philip. Hands. ¿Podemos comprar pastelito? ¿No? Coconuts. ¿Para qué? No quiero hablar con esas personas. Best in Show. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Comida? Señora. Hola, a ver. No, espérate. Háblale a la señora. Hola, señora. So good to see our local celebrity here in the village. In competition? Who's the judge? How to enter? What competition? What are the categories for entry in the competition? Pensé que estaba vendiendo cosas. Largest vegetable in the category of potatoes, beetroot, carrots, and rhubarb. Best rose. Best flowering potted plant. Best cake, including a separate subcategory for Victoria sponges. Best jam or fruit preserve, and best honey. Ooh, I see. Only fresh homegrown produce are allowed. Beetroot and carrots should have foliage trimmed back to 3 inches. Peas and beans to be displayed with stalk all attached. Victoria sponges dusted with icing sugar should be disqualified. Thank you. O sea, podemos poner o la rose o el honey, supongo. Porque nos conseguimos una rose, pero pues no creo. A ver, ¿no puedo comprar cositas para la picnic? Estoy loca. Violet's house. I don't want to go into Violet's freaking house. No puedo. O sea, nada más es la competition. Ok. Pues veamos qué hay por acá. A ver, vayamos al ático. Órale. Oh, ya tiene más gente. Toby the Third. PC Web. Oh my god. Y claro, Watson. Martha. Kumar Sanjay. Stackhurst. Mrs. Whittack. ¿Qué tiene aquí? ¿Qué es esto? Ah, nada más anda pensando de Picnic. Ok. Pues, ¿qué necesito hacer? I would like to create a perfect... Pues nada. A coconut shy. Hitting one of the coconuts with a ball permits you to keep it. Can I... Sherlock, a ver, vamos. I'm afraid my eyesight is very poor these days. No, Sherlock. ¿Qué te pasa? Ah, a ver, ¿puedo hablar con este señor? Está vendiendo cosas, ¿no? Quiero comprar un pastel. Ay, qué triste. Ay, caray. ¿A dónde te fuiste hoy? Bueno. Sherlock Holmes. Hames? Gentleman who is fond of cats and enjoys attending concerts. I believe he lives in the village. One of my neighbors, a dapper gentleman in his 40s. A long-time resident of the village. I believe he is some kind of writer, although I observed some signs that he spent time in prison in his youth. Bueno. Okay. Niñita. ¿Tú qué? She looks like an interesting young lady. Ok, pues ¿para qué le hablamos entonces? ¡Wow! Ruffles. No, qué miedo. Por favor, no. No. It is not part of the costume. Underneath the eye patch and his pancake makeup, I see scar tissue. Ok. ¿Eso qué importa? Es un payaso, ¿no? A military-style mustache, as was mandatory for soldiers at the beginning of the war. Masks began to be worn to protect against gas, and so the regulation mustache, part of British warfare for 100 years, was lost. This man fought in the war, and he carries this habitual remnant of that life. However, he was invalided out before mustaches fell out of favor. Ok, entonces este señor también estuvo en la guerra como Watson. A ver, el ático. Cosas nuevas. The clown was a soldier. Ok. Muy bien. ¿Y qué tenemos que hablar con él? Ugh, no le quiero hablar. ¿Qué? Pero, ¿a dónde vas? Hello, hello. You were at the front in the war, I perceive. War? No. Ruffles the clown doesn't know about such things. I say, would you like to see me trip over into a custard tart? No. Not particularly. It is unusual for a clown to wear an eye patch. Clowns wear all kinds of silly things. Beep beep. Beep beep. Iba a decir yo también beep beep. Beep beep. Ah, bueno. How goes your clowning? Very well, thank you, sir. Híjole. And who might you be? Ruffles the clown at your service, Hong Kong. Stop. Sorry for having to say Hong Kong. I used to have a little horn, but I've lost it. So now I just say Hong Kong in a cheerful sort of way. Hong Kong. I see. I am Mr. Holmes, a beekeeper. Do you need me to find your horn for you? What? No. Why the dickens would I want to send a stranger off to find something I've lost? Seems a bit impolite. Besides, I know where it is. I thought you said you had lost it? I lost it in a game of cards in Newcastle. Ah. Your name is Raffles, like the famous cricketer A.J. Raffles? Again? No, ruffles. Like material gathered along one edge to make an ornamental frill. Oh, I see. I wondered if you were a relative. You knew A.J. Raffles? He was a bit of a hero of mine when I was a lad. Our vocations meant that we moved in the same circles. ¿Cómo? Híjole, pues ¿por qué importa este payaso entonces? Está bien. La señorita... Ok, pues ¿cómo me voy a conseguir un picnic basket? The Gables. Tilda. Ok, señorita Tilda. Miss Tilda, my young neighbor. Ah, muddy dress. The stains on her dress are characteristic of the meadow to the north of my cottage. Her hair is untied and unbrushed. Her flower crown is made from the yellow yarrow which grows to the north of my cottage. The dirt under the fingernails suggests she has been digging. There are no calluses of the kind I would associate with daily piano practice. Ok. Que se supone que... ¿Le hablamos? Jam jar. You have been neglecting your piano practice. Someone who practices the piano daily develops a very distinctive musculature in their hands, which you do not have. I don't like playing the smelly old piano. I want to study plants and animals when I grow up, not be a musician. I felt the same way as a boy. All the same, it is good to be able to play an instrument. I think you will be pleased if you persevere. What are you doing? I'm catching newts. Naturally, of course. I see you spent the morning in the north meadow. Yes, I made a flower crown, and there's a badger set there. I want to go back after dark and wait to see them come out, but Auntie won't let me on my own. Perhaps she would permit me to take you, if you do not object to the presence of an old man who is not quite as adept at crouching in the dark for hours as he used to be. That would be wonderful, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes? Yes, Miss Tilda? Are you magic? No, as I think we have discussed before, I simply make deductions based on observations. I don't know. I still think you might be magic. Correcto. Why would I want to take the gem? ¿Por qué le quitaría el gem jar a la niñita? Would you like me to teach you how I harvest honey? Yes, please, Mr. Holmes. I want to be a beekeeper when I grow up. I thought you wanted to be a fisherman when you grow up? That was last week. Very well. First, I put on my protective hat and gloves. The bees are not generally aggressive, but I wish to avoid direct contact with them. Then I use a smoker to make the bees calm, only a little. I do not wish to cause them distress. Inside the hives there are wooden frames that hold the honeycombs, where the bees store their honey. When I see the frame is full, I remove it from the hive. I scrape away the protective wax which the bees have made. I then place the frame in my extractor. This spins the frame and causes the honey to fall away. I can then filter the honey and put it in jars or bottles, ready to be eaten. Yummy! Why do I want to take the friggin' jar? Okay, I'll ask. May I have that jam jar? Sorry, Mr. Holmes, I need the jam jar. It's very, very important. When I catch a newt, I need to put it in there so that I can take it home to the tank where it's going to live. I see. That is important. I would not want to deprive you of your newt. If I were to find you some kind of specimen of natural history which is more interesting than a newt, would you surrender the jam jar to me? Better than a newt? That sounds very tricky. I enjoy a challenge. You're on. Ok. Entonces, creo que necesito esta cosa para poder meter para poder meter la miel en eso, porque creo que no hay ninguna otra cosa que puedo usar. An old country seat put to a new purpose. Now it is Harold Stackhurst's well-known coaching establishment. A score of young fellows are there preparing for various professions, with a staff of several masters. It will be empty until Michaelmas. ¿Cómo? Bueno, supongo que esto es nada más para el jar. Entonces tengo que encontrar algo más interesante que un newt. Vamos al picnic spot. Hola. Ah. ¡Yo! I feel the need to remind you that I am retired. I am a beekeeper. Grotesque happenings are not my personal concern. As an ordinary citizen, I should leave investigative matters to the police. Let's have a look, shall we? A ver, quiero ver qué tengo. Ok, un shovel y un flower. Muy bien. Sanjay, examine. Huh. Híjole. Sanjay Kumar, a young man of around 12 who lives in the village. We have not talked much, but I have found him watching me while I tend to my bees. Está muerto? At a distance, with binoculars. Knife and blood. Veamos. The knife has been sawn off at the end and blunted so that it may appear to be thrust into the boy's chest. It is a very old trick. Mycroft played it on me once. Ah, ok, o sea... no está muerto. As for the blood, it is bright red paint. Bueno. Book. A familiar shade of red buckram. And I see the top of the first line of the title. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Dr. John H. Watson, I believe. Ah, it's so fun. Que kawaii. Knife blood. Okay. Deerstalker. A style of hat which is a good 40 years out of fashion. A strange thing for a young boy to wear, especially in such warm weather. Ay, creo que es como lo que ponían en las portadas de Sherlock Holmes, ese tipo de como gorrito. A ver. He is very obviously breathing, quite heavily in fact. Niñito. A ver, pues vayamos al ático para juntar las deducciones. Apparently, the boy has been inspired by tales of my adventures and has decided to fake his own murder. I wonder what explanation he will give for his actions. My neighbor Sanjay has been inspired by tales. Pues veamos. Ay, ay, ay. No, espérate. Quería hablar con él, no. Ahí está. Young man, can you hear me? What are you doing, young man? You will not talk to me then? Oh, you're still breathing. Very obviously, in fact. You have been inspired by the work of my friend Watson to stage your own murder. May I ask why? But have you solved the mystery? Do you know who murdered me? Wait, I gotta give him a voice. Digo, ¿sabes? Pero... but have you solved... No, esa es la voz de la señorita. A ver. But have you solved the mystery? Do you know who murdered me? You have not been murdered. But if I had been, do you know who did it? I thought you would look at the footprints. I did not see any footprints. What? How could you not see them? You're Sherlock Holmes. My eyesight is not what it was. I suppose you created these footprints yourself. Yes, I stole some of Harry's boots and walked backwards to the scene of the crime, and then I threw the boots over the cliff. Who is Harry? Don't you know he's Harry? He's a year above me at school. And you wish to frame him for your murder? No, not really. I didn't want him to be hanged or anything. That is gratifying. It's just he's always mean to me, so I thought I'd get back at him. You weren't fooled at all? No. Oh. I'm afraid you've made several elementary errors in your scheme. In future, you may want to add a slight amount of blue dye to your fake blood, and perhaps corn flour to make it more viscous. You should have also become more adept at hiding your breathing, and found some way to prevent me getting close to you. I am no doctor, and my eyesight is poor, but at close quarters I can tell a healthy boy from a corpse. Oh, right. Of course. I've been stupid, haven't I? No. Somewhat short-sighted, perhaps. I'm sorry, sniff, Mr. Holmes. I'm not clever like you are. Well, that is not unusual. It is not kind to pretend you are dead or dying. But you pretended to be dead in the empty house. Even Dr. Watson didn't know you were actually alive. Yes, to my shame. And you pretended to be dying in The Adventure of the Dying Detective. Watson thought you were going to die of a horrible tropical disease. It seemed necessary at the time. You exaggerated your injuries in The Illustrious Client when he heard Watson ran to Baker Street, scared you had died. What? And you faked having a fainting fit in the Ragged Squires. You'd been ill before, so Watson thought you'd relapsed. And you faked having a sprained ankle in the priory school. I've done many things in my life which I regret, and which you should not try to emulate. Besides, Watson exaggerates sometimes. You mean it didn't really happen like that? Watson wrote them as stories for entertainment, not factual accounts. Oh, of course. I knew that. I'm sorry I bothered you. Sniff, Mr. Holmes. No quería que llorara. I have a new hypothesis, that I am a nasty misanthropic old man who breaks young boys' dreams. No, I suppose now I shall have to find a way to... No, I know. It is the right thing to do, but also so that his mother will let me have some elderflower cordial. Of course. Ok. Bueno, pues. Ok, entonces, si le hablamos al niñito, nos da la bebida. Si le conseguimos la cosa a la niñita, Tilda, nos da el jarrón para poder conseguir miel, supongo para poder hacer la competition aquí. No pregunté cuál era el prize. Eso creo que sería importante, ¿no? A ver, ¿cuál será el prize? What is the prize? Each winner will receive a quite delightful picnic hamper filled with fresh produce. A picnic hamper, you say? Who is the judge? Now that is exciting. The famous mystery novelist, Miss Drusilla Duffy. She is the author of those books with that Liechtenstein detective, Mr. Casper Hassler. Have you read them? What? I just love it. I just love it when he gathers all the suspects together and pronounces who the murderer is, don't you? I'm sure you two will get on famously. Sherlock Holmes and Drusilla Duffy, brought together at our humble village fete. You can talk about grisly murders together. What fun! How do I enter? Simply give me any items you wish to exhibit. I will display them here, and the judge will be around later to award the prizes. Le quiero dar la florecita a Watson, pero también hay una categoría para Best Flower. Entonces no le puedo dar la flor. Would you like this flower, Mrs. Whitlock? Oh, that is sweet. However, page 13, paragraph 3, subsection B of the FET rules says that as FET organizer, I cannot accept gifts. Pero es para la categoría. Para la categoría. Bueno, supongo que no puedo. A ver, ¿cómo dejo de...? Ahí está. Se la voy a dar a Watson entonces. No ahorita, pero luego. Ok. Entonces, si es que... ok. ¿Cómo? ¿A dónde se fue Sanjay, by the way? Porque tengo que... Son las 7. Una de mis alarmas. Ok. La flor, la flor, la flor. ¿Se fue a su casita o a dónde? Vamos a los cottages. Voy a investigar estos últimos dos lugares y acabo el video porque ya me estoy cansando un poco. Disturbed ground. Someone has been gardening. The earth is disturbed all along the front of the house. Okay. Door? Mrs. Kumar. Meal jobs. I would imagine that such a sumptuous dress is the height of fashion amongst Indian ladies. Maybe. Pues ¿dónde está tu hijo? A ver. My boy is very upset with you. We had a misunderstanding. I will make it right. Where is young Sanjay now? I don't know. He often goes to the land around the school on the cliff tops when he is upset. And he was very upset, Mr. Holmes. I apologize. It is not me you must apologize to, Mr. Holmes. Fair, fair. A ver. Ok. Señorita, perdón. A ver, the cliff, the what and the where? A ver, ¿qué hay por acá? Nada más quiero ver. ¿Otra puerta? Ah, un señor. What do you want? I thought I would welcome you to the neighborhood. This house has been empty many years and now it is not. I must assume you have recently moved in. Yes, excuse me, but I'm very busy. Bueno. Señor. What a delightful fellow. Bueno, vamos a ver dónde está Sanjay. ¿Le podría dar la flor a Sanjay? Tal vez le gustan flores. Está gardening aquí, ¿no? Entonces, quizás. Vamos. Dijo near the gables. ¿Algo así? ¿O estaba hablando del picnic? No se iría al picnic spot donde lo encontré. Ahí está. Ok, ahí está. ¿Le doy la flor a Sanjay o cómo? A ver, tal vez. ¿Lo tengo aquí? Sí. ¿Qué sé? Young son Sanjay. He attends the local village school and spends the rest of his time helping his mother or finding a solitary place to read a book. He does not seem to be a popular boy. His closest friend is Tilda, a girl a few years younger than him. Lately he seems to have taken quite the interest in me. I do not mean to say that he speaks to me. He simply observes at a distance. I observe him in return. Esto que tiene el clown. Ok. No creo que le vaya a gustar la florecita entonces, pero pues... Would you like this rose? Ooh, can you do the thing? The thing with the rose, like you did in the naval treaty. I have no idea what you're talking about. No, pero hazlo. Ay. Hablemos. I wanted to apologize to you, Sanjay. You put a great deal of thought and effort into staging your murder on the cliff tops for my benefit, and I was not appreciative. Well, that's alright, Mr. Holmes. I'm not upset anymore. You're not? No. See, I thought about it. And it's just like what you said to Watson in The Adventure of the Solitary Cyclist. What precisely did I say to Watson? You mean you don't remember? No, bruh. I have said a great deal of things to Watson over the past 5 decades. Oh my lord, 5 decades. You sent him off to do some investigating on his own, and when he got back, he was hoping you'd congratulate him on doing so well. But instead you said he'd done remarkably badly, and he was sad. No! Yes, I suppose perhaps I did do that. Que mean, eh? Ah well, if that makes you feel better, then perhaps you may think of this as being like that situation. The other reason I'm excited is that I've got a proper case to solve now, not a made-up one. Tell me about this real mystery you've discovered. My cat has been catnapped. Not Kalu. Se me olvida que tienen voces, a ver. Not Kalu. She's my favorite member of the species Fearless Caddis. She is missing? No. Stolen. Why do you think the cat was stolen? Well, you know that old house next to us? It has been empty for years. But last week, a strange man started living there.
My mom tried to bring him a pie as a welcome to the village, but he was really cold and rude to her. Then he came around yesterday, acting really polite, asking if he could buy our cat. When Mom said no, that she was our special pet, he got really mean and angry again. I think he stole Kalu as revenge.
Can you describe the cat?
Her name is Kalu. She is small and white. She's also really soft, and her toes are pink. Don't forget that.
Ya sé que tiene 12 años, pero pues me da las vibes de que hablaría así.
She is the best mouser in the world. 2 days ago, she dragged a giant dead rat into our house. Absolutely enormous, as big as she is. Mom had to bury it in front of the house.
Did she indeed? Interesting. I will help you find your cat.
Really? Does that mean? Am I your client?
I suppose so.
I am Sherlock Holmes' client.
Don't shout, Sanjay. You'll scare away my nudes. Okay. Encontramos una cosita. Goodbye, sir. En el attic. En el brain attic. ¿Qué pasó? Sanjay's cat is a good mouser. Kalu brought home an enormous rat. Okay. Those 2 points are related. I feel there is more to this matter, however. The rat has been described as abnormally large. The cat's aptitude for catching a vermin may explain its interest, but not the presence of such a strange creature in Fulworth. I think I should retain both of these pieces of information for future use. Para eso es la shovel. Vamos a ir a desterrar una rata en el jardín de la mamá de Sanjay. Ay, por favor, no vamos a hacer esto, en serio. No. On multiple counts. Firstly, Mrs. Kumar will not thank me for ruining her flower beds. Secondly, my Beck will not stand it if I dig a trench all along the front of the house. I must find some way to discover the exact spot where my quarry is buried. Find a way. Y si le hablamos a la señora, tal vez ella sabrá dónde lo enterraron. Missing cat. What about the cat, Mr. Holmes? Sanjay has informed me that she is missing. I intend to find her. Rat. I hear the cat found a strange rat. Yes, indeed. Dragged it in here. A huge, ugly thing, almost as big as her. It must have been dead some time. It was stiff, its eyes glassy. It shed hair everywhere. I had to go around and sweep it all up. Horrible. Could you describe the cat to me? A small cat, completely white. We have met her 5 years now. We have had her 5 years now, and have never known her miss a single meal. It is a worry. This is all I need to know about the cat. Okay, goodbye. Alright, so. Dijo que tenía mucho pelo por todos lados. Entonces, supongo, quizás, si hay algún lado que tenga mucho pelo. A ver. No. Investigation. Pues ¿cómo sabría? Ok. ¿Cómo sabría? Creo que voy a dejar este misterio para la siguiente. Si tienes ideas, deja un comentario. Pero, pues, por ahora vamos a acabar con la cara de Watson aquí. Mucho yap, mucho yap. Oh my god. Ok. Ok. Todavía tiene los del sistema solar. Bueno, sí, creo que lo voy a dejar aquí. Para la siguiente vamos a resolver todo esto con que Sanji, con la rata, Tilda, con el jarrón este para la miel, para poder conseguir la cosa muy, muy bien. Y la rosa, pues yo creo que se la voy a dar a Watson en la pinic. Pero por ahora, vamos a save. Save your game. Game. No. Sí. Save. Muy bien. Entonces, como eso es todo, vamos a dejarlo para la siguiente vez. Pero por ahora, me despido. Espero que hayas disfrutado. Ya sé que no hablé muchísimo español en este video, porque claro, está en inglés el juego, entonces como que tampoco hay mucho español. Pero pues así creo que va a estar, porque no, al menos de que quieras que lo traduzca mientras vaya, o sea, en vez de leerlo en inglés, que lo puedo como que traducir a español más o menos. No sé si quieras, pero pues avísame. Y no sé qué tan largo esté este video, porque no me di cuenta cuando empecé a grabar, pero sí, no sé. Sí, bueno, adiós.